Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got you your latest on a Monday. Meteorologist Joe Ansel here. Warmer than average temps, increasing humidity, and daily chances of showers and storms. That's our week ahead. I'm watching. We had a low of 69, high of 88 yesterday. Warmer than average already yesterday in Charleston. Over the next 5 days, some moderate to heavy rain accumulation is possible for much of the state, especially near and west of the high elevation spots. Some localized flooding potential is a possibility this week, so we'll have to keep eyes on the radar. Dry to start today, and then as we get into late this afternoon, this evening, overnight, favoring western areas of the state, some chances of showers and some isolated thunderstorms. Some localized heavy rain can't be ruled out. If any localized flash flooding, if it pops up, always remember, turn around, don't drown. Fly-saver forecast, it starts at home, and other cities too. We'll watch for some increasing heat and humidity and some chances of rain and storms. Chicago, for example, risks of severe storms going up for them around some point middle of the week. From panhandle to panhandle, mid-80s to low 90s today, so getting a bit warmer than average here with some sunshine, dry conditions, and low 60s to near 70. Slight chance of a shower up here tonight. Mid-80s to near 90 out to eastern areas today. Upper 50s to low 60s, dry tonight out east yet. From east to west, western areas, late chance of a shower and storm after we heat up near like 90, 91 degrees. And some warm lows near 70 overnight tonight. And to the south, mid-80s to low 90s, a chance of a shower and storm this evening and overnight with lows between 60 to 70. Charleston, our chance of showers will be late this afternoon, this evening, maybe around the typical drive home and into the overnight. We have a warm front that will be powering east, and behind that, increasing heat and humidity this week with likely chances of rain and storms. Thursday, 93, heat index near 100. Chances of rain continue through the weekend.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right. Hello, West Virginia. We are back for more in the 304. Time to get it done. In the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Monday, June the 8th. 2026. Metro News Hotline. Metro News Hotline, don't you know, comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. Ooh, it's a hot one. Coop, it's a Kanawha Valley hot box out there.
It's a heater.
You know, it's one of those days where if you're in the living room and you look out the window and you think, oh, there's a lot of clouds out there. I don't see the sun. And then you step out, it's like, woof.
Yeah, very hot.
Very hot. So be aware. Checking in around 89 degrees at the moment here in Charleston. So we'll keep you updated on that. We're not going to play the breaking news sounder if we get above 90, but just be aware of it. Just be aware. Don't you like it when you get into your car and you fire it up and you see that internal temperature in the car click over at about 110?
Oh, yeah. It's always, you're always like, and I've known people that make the argument, it's like, it's 100 degrees outside. It's like, it's 100 degrees in your car. Well, the temperature wouldn't be that. It's in the heat. It's not. It's reflective on the. But anyway, it's hot.
Does your car air conditioner work very quickly?
The car that I drive every day is an older Corolla, and it gets cold in about 4 seconds.
Really?
It's amazing. Yeah,
really?
It's one of the great benefits of that old car is not a lot of fancy stuff in it. You turn it on, you have the heat on icebox, and it gets cold in a hurry. It's very nice.
Here's a fun fact that I have no proof of. that a smaller car will cool down faster because it's smaller.
I mean,
is that probably accurate?
I mean, there's less volume of air, so it has to be true.
That's one in a row.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's not true. And I think that there's also, I don't know. I just think I have my SUV just doesn't blow as cold. I don't know why. Like the type of cold that comes out of my Toyota is real cold. And it gets the cab very cold very quickly. But my bigger, it's like, just not all that cold. I don't know what the deal is.
So I was running around quite a bit outside on Saturday. Maybe not so much yesterday, but out and about quite a bit on Saturday. Metro News, if you just tuned in, Metro News is your home for all of the West Virginia high school baseball action. Today is Class AA quarterfinal games. And where do we stand on this? Oh, Logan's starting to open up a can on Doddridge County. It's 8-3 now in the bottom of the sixth inning. Logan has put up a crooked number, 3 runs here in the bottom of the sixth inning, and they're still batting. So keep your eyes on that. Wheeling Central walked their game off earlier today at 10 a.m. Coop, we've got a 5-o'clocker. We got a 5-o'clocker. All right. How many of these games you carrying on ESPN, Charleston?
Oh, the majority of them.
Really?
The majority of them. I don't think I'm going to get every single one in, but all the regional teams to us, all the championship games on Friday. And I think I missed maybe 2 games all week long. I have the vast majority of them over on 1490. Some of the local teams will be elevated over on the flagship.
And no matter where you're listening, you can always access all the games at the website.
That's correct.
You can access all the games at the website. And I noticed Joe Burcado's kind of doing some wrap-ups on these individual games, including we're going to hear the walk-off of the Wheeling Central win here in just a little bit. Man, what a crazy day for WVU baseball this weekend, right?
Amazing. Yeah,
just
no
crazy situation where you have the lopsided win over Cal Poly, and then the collapsing of the MAC tent in the rain delay. It led the news on CBS at 6:30 on Saturday, and was part of. It was one of those things where, I'm not really sure why the national news focuses so much on weather. I never have quite figured that out. But I guess we
really
just like
else.
weather, right?
It's really something else that my push notification for it was mass casualty event.
Yes, yeah, mine too. Mine too.
And so we had been watching the game earlier, but obviously when the delay and everything happened, we had gone off to do other things. So I was like, mass casualty event. I mean, I hate to say, but in this day and age, your mind goes to different things other than a tent being blown over.
Yeah.
And not to make light of that situation, but just feeling the empathy there, because in the industry that I'm in, we deal with these giant tents all the time. And that is, if you don't know, sort of the ebb and flow of how these things work, and putting tents up, they can be a hassle, especially in wind and weather and things like that. I mean, we pretty much take ours down at the first hint of any kind of weather, because they will do exactly this, and so you got to be really careful with them.
Yeah. So it led the national news on a couple of the networks on Saturday at 6:30, and it could have been worse. But now West Virginia's on to the College World Series. You think there'll be a lot of fans that'll go to that? Head out to Omaha. Man, I was telling Dave Allen, I've only been to Omaha one time in my life, and that was years ago. What's the best way to go? Maybe fly to KC and maybe drive over?
I'm trying to think. I think that might be,
because it's probably pretty expensive to fly into Omaha.
Yeah. I think it might be the only plain state that I haven't been to.
Really?
I think so. There's one that I skipped that I just, there's no reason to go there otherwise. So I think it's just one of the ones in traversing the country. Most of my trips across country, I would touch like 30-some states, and I think that like Nebraska is one of the ones I didn't hit all that often. I don't think I hit over there.
We know now. We didn't know officially until earlier this afternoon. We now know what time WVU's game at the College World Series is going to start on Friday. It will be a 2:00 game against the Troy Trojans. Here's the thing, Coop. I've told this before.
This is so wild, isn't it? Cal, Poli Sci, and Troy. Here we are marching towards the national title.
What's so funny is I told you I spent a couple of years. I was like the TV voice of the local ESPN regional package for Troy football a few years ago, and I've been to the Troy basketball arena. I mean, literally, I've been to Troy a lot. I have no idea where their baseball field is. I was never there, and now they're playing against WVU in the College World Series. So that will be Friday afternoon at 2:00.
Right in our window, man.
I know, it's awesome.
We get it in our window.
Yeah,
the baseball team has cut us some favors.
Yeah, that's
We've
right.
had some pretty good window opportunities there.
Yeah, so we'll be talking a little bit more about that as we move along this afternoon. I was telling Dave Allen in the break. It's so funny. He's on the air for 4 hours a day. I can't remember what the things I talked to him about, whether it was on the air or off the air, but I believe this may have been off the air. Do you realize that last night, was probably the first Sunday primetime window where there was no NBA playoff or NHL Stanley Cup playoff games in maybe 2 months?
Yeah, it was weird because I've been carrying those things on our ESPN station, primarily some on CHS, and I had to check the schedule a bunch of times Saturday morning. I kept on saying, "There's nothing Sunday night."
I know,
and there was nothing Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean the hockey game on Saturday night was just crazy. Where Carolina scored 3 goals in the space of like 39 seconds, and then got the game to overtime, and then Vegas won it. So that's Game 4 of the NHL will be tomorrow night, and NBA Game 3, which is the focus of our question of the day here in just a little bit. We'll set that. Did you see the story today where Jerry Seinfeld can't get floor seats for the game tonight?
Ooh, uh-oh.
Doesn't that sound like that would be a great episode of Seinfeld?
It sounds like a bit already, you know? What's the deal with not being able to get seats on the floor?
And Kramer was, I can get you down there, Jerry.
Don't they know who I am?
Yeah. But it seems hard to believe that somebody like that, who's such a public figure in New York and a public figure who's a big sports fan, would go into the Garden and then go into the upper deck and go up instead of down.
I mean, did he have to call Spike Lee to try to get some tickets? Was he like Larry David? Hey, man, what's going on here? I can't get tickets to the game.
Yeah, we're just talking about how expensive the tickets are for this game tonight. Now, here's the thing. There will probably be a story right before tip-off where they'll say something like, wow, tickets for this thing have gone down like $1,000, But here's the thing, Coop. I mean, say, for example, there's a ticket on the floor that's currently listed for $75,000, and you snag it for like $62,500. Are you feeling really good about that?
No.
Can you imagine explaining that to your wife that you spent $62,000 for a seat to a basketball game and say, but babe, listen, it came down $15,000 right before tip-off?
If something happened, the only thing that would really make that worthwhile is if something historic happened during the game that would make the ticket stub worth something. Where like showing provenance that you were there or that you had something from the game. Like if something crazy happened, like a great scoring feat or something crazy happened, that would maybe make it worthwhile. Where you could, man, but let's face it, it's not people like you or me that's going to this game.
Oh man,
I mean, unless they get a media pass, but you're not getting media passes that easy to this.
Listen, I'm not getting into the politics of the situation, but man, in McDowell County, they don't have clean water. 1 out of every 5 West Virginia kids goes to bed hungry every single night. But this basketball game is going to be filled with finance bros and celebrities that don't feel a thing if they can drop like $50,000 to go to a basketball game.
It's crazy.
That's not right, is it?
Crazy.
And now we understand why people hate us so much. But anyway, that's that. Oh, speaking of hate, how you feeling about the Reds?
Oh,
how you feeling about the Reds today?
Boy, was that ever a great segue into talking about the Cincinnati Redlegs.
I got my own pain, man.
Oh, I know. We're kind of on the same. We're kind of on the same pier, seeing who's going to jump off first. I think.
No, move over. Is there room for 2 on the plank? It's so funny.
Oh my gosh, I got the numbers for. Well, actually, I have the numbers now. I don't think we're going to do good, bad, and the ugly now, right? So
no, we have scheduled guests.
I have all the numbers for it, and it is, man, it is so unreasonably ugly when it comes to the Cincinnati Reds. Let me see. Since May 1st, so they had a 3.47 ERA until May 1st. Since May 1st, their bullpen bullpen has an ERA of 6.55. 43 points worse than the next worst in baseball. That's the worst in baseball. 43 points worse than the next worst. Their walk rate of almost 15% is the second worst in the expansion era, trailing only the 2000 Pittsburgh Pirates. Hey, maybe we'll catch you and we'll get you off that list, you know? In the ninth inning alone, they have a 7.65 ERA, dead last in the majors. The pen has blown multiple multi-run leads, and they have the worst record in baseball. It is an absolute travesty what is happening with that bullpen.
It's so good that you were able to rattle off those red stats before Jeff got his headset on.
Yeah, man.
I
know Jeff is feeling the pain. Jeff was on vacation, and he still had to send me a couple of here we go.
Hey, before we go any farther, let's play that clip I sent you from the Reds' Dad of the Year.
Oh, okay. Well, just one second.
Jeff, did you see this yesterday at the game? There's a Reds fan in St. Louis. He's wearing a Reds jersey. There's a ball stuck on the top of the wall. He takes his child and dangles him by his legs to see if the child can reach the foul ball. And this is the way that the Reds TV network covered it. Do we have it, Coop?
Cardinals the lead. It got wedged there just over the wall. So that dude's going to sacrifice his son. It's a different method.
A bunch of people come running down like, don't do that.
And it's a Reds fan, too. I had both hands on him. Using the Cardinals the lead.
I mean, yeah, that wasn't a fan. That was the usher who rushed over
I know.
You can't dangle your child over the wall to get a ball.
This would be one of those moments. This would be one of those teaching moments with my daughter, because this is something my daughter would beg me to do. She'd be like, grab me by the feet, Dad, and hold me down there. I'll get it for you. And I would have to be like, honey, I can't do that.
Well, when I first saw that clip, I thought, okay, well, the Reds have had a long weekend, but at least maybe I can throw some shade on those Cardinal fans, the quote-unquote greatest fans in baseball. But then it turned out it was a Reds guy. And the look on his face at the final cutaway where he's just like, I don't know, man, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. To hang Junior over the wall by his legs to get like a $10 baseball. How was your vacation, Jeff?
It was good, Dave.
Where'd you go?
Where'd you go? Back. Spent just a couple of days, as Hoppy would call it, at the mothership.
Oh, nice.
We were visiting family, actually, over in my wife's family, part of her family over in Suffolk, Virginia.
Nice.
Tidewater area. Now, all I could keep thinking about is Virginia Tech recruits in the Frank Beamer era.
757, baby, represent.
But anyway, spent a little time at Williamsburg and spent a little time at Monticello.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I've never been there.
Never been. It was my first
impressive?
trip. It's very interesting. Very interesting. You learn a lot. Good American history there. And so, Thomas Jefferson's place. So, it was interesting.
Tell you, Jeff, you taught me this years ago, and I think about it every weekend, man. I've got to have that lawn mowed for the weekend. I got to have it mowed for the weekend, and thankfully it was this weekend.
Well, good, Dave.
So who mowed your lawn while you were gone? Or did you?
I mowed it before I left.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you did. Well,
but I have a feeling you do that whenever you go on vacation, right, or out of town. You got to mow your lawn. That's something I always have. I clean the house. I mow the lawn. Like, I do all of that. So when I come home, like, the house is pristine. Lawn's good. Inside's clean. Like,
that's
I do
what
all
Linda
that
does. It's crazy when we get ready to go out of town. It's like, sheets have to be washed. All the towels
It drives
have to
my
be
wife
done.
crazy. It drives my wife crazy. But I will pristinely clean the house before I leave it when we're going anywhere.
Yeah, it's true. Because when you want to come back, you're going to crash out.
You want it to
right?
be nice.
You're going to crash out. Let me do our question of the day. Question of the day. When I saw some of these numbers about the prices people are paying to go see the Knicks tonight. By the way, think about this. If the Knicks win tonight and the potential is there for a game clinching, a game 4, some of these tickets in secondary markets, individual tickets, are going to be going for $100,000. All right? The current resale get-in price for Game 3 tonight between the Knicks and the Spurs is $8,200. The average price has more than doubled since Wednesday, cementing these NBA Finals as the most expensive and the least accessible ever. The most tickets available, north of $75,000. One ticket is on sale right now for a little over $97,000 for one basketball game. The cheapest ticket available on the resale market for Game 4 is now $13,000. Dozens of tickets listed at more than $100K. All right? So here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. If you got courtside tickets for tonight's NBA Finals Game 3 as a gift, would you use those seats or would you sell them? And if you could pick anyone in history to sit with you at this game, who would you choose? If you got courtside tickets to tonight's NBA Finals game in New York as a gift, would you use those tickets or sell them? And if you could pick anyone in history to sit with you at this game, who would you choose? To respond, text those in. 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. 304. Tweet me. I'm on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY. All right, Jeff, what's up in the news? What are we working on today?
Well, several things at the website, wvmetronews.com. Dave, this is a week when a lot of laws take effect in West Virginia that were passed in the final few days of the legislative session. We focus on one of those at the website. And in West Virginia has become the third state to mandate health insurance coverage for scalp cooling systems that are used in treatment of cancer, particularly breast cancer.
Okay.
Which is not obviously a blood cancer. And so you can wear these these are FDA approved, that stops the chemotherapy from going into your head.
Okay.
And so it can save your hair, basically. And so we have a story focusing on that. All that coverage will take effect with 2027 policies in West Virginia. You can read that story at the website. Got a couple of crime stories. Also, this is when the feeding sites begin. School's out for the summer. Feeding sites begin across West Virginia for kids. We have a story you can link to some of that information. Baseball tournament underway, of course.
Yep. Game
time for the West Virginia game and the College World Series. I've been to Omaha, by the way. And all that and more at the website.
Logan, by the way, has expanded their lead on Doddridge County 10-3. Doddridge County batting in the top of the seventh inning. How about that Brendan Sorsby thing? Did you see that today?
Yeah, I saw that.
See that, Cooper? Brendan Sorsby is now eligible to play. Oh, you know who's coming in to talk about it?
Oh, the counselor.
The counselor is scheduled for a visit today at 5:33 to explain the legal angles, and there are many of the Brendan Sorsby eligibility issues.
Maybe the right sponsor or lobbyist or whatever got through. Hard to tell.
Jeff, good to have you back, man.
Good to see you.
Good to talk to you. All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with a whole lot more. Stay tuned.
I'm scrolling.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay ahead of West Virginia weather with Metro News Television. Now bringing you a new way to stay informed across the Mountain State. Get updates daily at 9, noon, and 4. From headlines and precipitation to severe weather threats and highs and lows. See conditions from panhandle to panhandle and check travel with the Fly CRW forecast. Our meteorologists are on your screens and on Talkline, Midday, Hotline, and Sportsline, keeping you up to date. Metro News Television weather. Accurate, local, and always on.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
All right, we're up and running on a Monday edition of the show, and we are glad you're listening. Tell you what, let's take a break for local news here at the bottom. And when we come back, we'll tell you more about the Metro News Scholarship in conjunction with West Virginia Wesleyan. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got you your latest on a Monday. Meteorologist Joe Ansel here. Warmer than average temps, increasing humidity, and daily chances of showers and storms. That's our week ahead. I'm watching. We had a low of 69, high of 88 yesterday. Warmer than average already yesterday in Charleston. Over the next 5 days, some moderate to heavy rain accumulation is possible for much of the state, especially near and west of the high elevation spots. Some localized flooding potential is a possibility this week, so we'll have to keep eyes on the radar. Dry to start today, and then as we get into late this afternoon, this evening, overnight, favoring western areas of the state, some chances of showers and some isolated thunderstorms. Some localized heavy rain can't be ruled out. If any localized flash flooding, if it pops up, always remember, turn around, don't drown. Fly Saver forecast, it starts at home, and other cities too. We'll watch for some increasing heat and humidity and some chances of rain and storms. Chicago, for example, risks of severe storms going up for them around some point middle of the week. From Panhandle to Panhandle, mid-80s to low 90s today, so getting a bit warmer than average here with some sunshine, dry conditions, and low 60s to near 70. Slight chance of a shower up here tonight. Mid-80s to near 90 out to eastern areas today. Upper 50s to low 60s, dry tonight out east yet. From east to west, western areas, late chance of a shower and storm after we heat up near like 90, 91 degrees, and some warm lows near 70 overnight tonight. And to the south, mid-80s to low 90s, a chance of a shower and storm this evening and overnight with lows between 60 to 70. Charleston, our chance of showers will be late this afternoon, this evening, maybe around the typical drive home and into the overnight. We have a warm front that will be powering east, and behind that, increasing heat and humidity this week with likely chances of rain and storms. Thursday, 93, heat index near 100. Chances of rain continue through the weekend.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, Smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brad Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. We're going to talk to John Waltz from West Virginia Wesleyan here in just a moment about the Metro News Scholar Program in conjunction with West Virginia Wesleyan. Voting underway right now, and there's a bunch of details about the finalists at the website, WVMetroNews.com. Go to the main page and then swing over to the right and go about, what do you think, Coop? About a third of the way down the thing, and you see a really cute girl in her graduation. That's where you go. You click on the cute girl in the graduation outfit, and it's not a modeling thing. Okay, it's about the scholarship situation. So
that's right. It's also at wvscholar.com/finalists.
There you go. There you go. So we'll get to that. We'll get to all that in just a sec. Let me do a quick reset on our question of the day because we're starting to get some pretty interesting responses to this. Question of the day sponsored by Salango Law. The current resale get-in price for NBA Finals Game 3 tonight at Madison Square Garden in New York, the game between the Knicks, who are up on the Spurs 2-0 in this best-of-7, is $8,200 and a little bit more. And for courtside tickets, hold on to something, for one game, $70,000. Hey, man, do you worry about whether you're paying $50 or $60 for parking if you are paying over $70,000 for a seat? Probably not. So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. If you got courtside tickets for tonight's NBA Finals Game 3 as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone to sit with in history, who would you choose? If you got courtside tickets for the Knicks and the Spurs tonight at MSG, Game 3 of the NBA Finals, as a gift, so that's a little bit of a twist here. Would you use those seats or would you sell them? And if you could pick anyone in history to go to the game with and sit courtside with, who would you choose? Who would you choose? I'm dying to find out who you I want to know your answers on this. You can send those in via the text line 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. I'm on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's. WEEKLEY. John Waltz is the Vice President for Enrollment and Marketing at West Virginia Wesleyan, and he is joining us now to talk a little bit about the Metro News West Virginia Wesleyan Scholarship Program, where the voting is underway and will run through June the 14th. How are you doing today, John?
Doing great. Let me tell you, I'm a Knicks fan. Might have to sell the tickets.
Well, there you go. Even I guess it also kind of depends on who gave them to you as a gift. Right?
Right.
If it was a relative.
Might be offended.
Yeah, you might have to go. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the process. You have been on multiple shows, but for those of you listening who have not heard the finalists, can you go down the list?
Yeah, sure. Be happy to do
Let's
that.
do that.
And as you guys mentioned, the finalists are all listed at WVMetroNews.com. They can go to WVScholar.com/finalists. They can read about all these excellent people and watch videos about them. But yeah, I'll list them off to you in alphabetical order here.
Sure.
They are Aaron Ashcraft from Clarksburg, Brenna Bond from Vienna, Micah Britton from Bridgeport, Megan Brown from Chapmanville, Amara Cason from Charlestown, Raywin Fluharty from Bridgeport, Adeline Groves from Ripley, Hayden Harsiani from Princeton, Kaislyn Hughart from Beckley, William Jarvis from Summersville, Jacob Reiner from Bellevue, Matilda Rodabaugh from Craigsville, Audra Skidmore from Clarksburg, Isaac Thompson from Alum Creek, and Alexandra Winstead from Hedgesville.
All right, congratulations to all the finalists. Just making it to this point is a really impressive feat. Let me ask you a little bit about the voting. Is there a tendency to get more votes at the beginning when the voting opens or at the end when voting is about to close?
I think we see a lot of it at the end. I think it's like college. I think some people wait to do the work until the end part there sometimes. So we see a little bit of a splash at the front, but some of the students are very active on social media. We'll see, trying to round up followers to go vote and those kind of things. And so we'll see a good rush. People to do it, and I believe they have until the 14th to do that. So we certainly, recommend people get to the website, read about these great people. If nothing else, to have really a lot of a good feeling about the young people in our state and all the excellent things that they're doing.
Totally agree with all that. And this process also includes an interview with each one of the finalists after they were named. We're talking with John Waltz, the Vice President of Enrollment and Marketing at West Virginia Wesleyan. How long have you been associated with this program, John?
Oh, gosh, all the way back to the very beginning of it. I was here to be a part of it when it was formed with Bob Skinner and Hoppy and Joe Parsons and people that worked on that at the very beginning. And I don't know how many years, gosh, I should know offhand how many years we've been doing this for now, but it's been quite a few. And to a person, we just every year we learn something new, and we see these great students that have been doing this for working at their time in high school and working at all these different activities and things. And it's just really a great opportunity for us every year to get to know all of them. And it's been an exciting partnership, and we're very thankful for that as well.
So you've been around this program for a while. In terms of the voting, do you see people impacted by the towns that they're from or the stories that their videos tell at the website? Which impacts the voting more?
Yeah, I think we find often that it is the stories, and the stories are often, our folks that read the essays and go through all those things. When all of our sponsors rank all of the candidates as well, they tell us that those stories and those essays are really what drive a lot of it for them. And so we do encourage people to go to the website and interact with those. Maybe they have had no interest in this program at all. Go and check it out and read about the students and find one you'd like to support or others you'd like to support. And, it's a really exciting thing. Some of them, of course, might know more people or might have a broader following or something like that. But we do find the stories make quite a big difference.
So I grew up in Bridgeport, so I've been on the campus in Buchanan at West Virginia Wesleyan multiple times. This is a wonderful program. Do you have any information about former winners, what they're up to, doctors, lawyers, post-grad plans in the corporate world or maybe private business? Do you have any stories about that?
All of those things, yeah, and a number of them, I think most of them that we know of, living and working in West Virginia, which is really exciting. And we have doctors in our own community that have come through this program and up into Harrison County and into those places that have had those experiences and those life-changing experiences. And we have students that want to go do a whole bunch of different things. Some of our recent winners, they're maybe interested in service and they're interested in in improving the areas that they're from, and that's what we see most of them doing. But we have some that are teachers, that are lawyers, that have worked in government affairs and other areas, and it's been wonderful now to have done this for so long that we've seen those people have those impacts.
Over the course of this campaign, has there been one major that has dominated, or have there been a variety of majors at West Virginia Wesleyan?
It's spread pretty evenly, although like a lot of the students that attend Wesleyan, sometimes the sciences and medicine are right at the top. We see some students that are undecided, and we think that's excellent. There's a lot of people that don't know exactly what they want to do when they're working through this process. They might know things that they love and not be certain about them. But certainly just like at West Virginia Wesleyan, we see a higher number sometimes of people interested in medicine and in perhaps nursing and really trying to improve our state and our region that way.
All right, John, a wonderful program. We're talking about the Metro News West Virginia Wesleyan Scholarship Program. Oh, one more question. There are other prizes for runners-up as well, correct?
That is correct. Yeah. So we give a $5,000 yearly award to the first runner-up and a $2,500 yearly award to the second runner-up, and those are added on top of all the robust scholarships that Wesleyan offers for academics, some of which are as high as $18,000 a year. So, a lot of the students that are finalists find that they're the top candidates. Right now we're enrolling our class for fall of 26, and many of the finalists from last year have found that they got really great scholarship opportunities to us, and the same thing with all the people that applied to the program. They're really our top priority as we get into next year, and we just can't say enough about the applicant group for this year and this group of finalists.
John, thanks for your time today. I do appreciate it. The voting for this scholarship program between Metro News and West Virginia Wesleyan comes to an end on June the 14th. Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the sound of sports in just a minute. Stay tuned.
The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program has been a huge success. High school juniors from all across the state have applied, and we're down to 15 finalists. Now, we need your help. Please go to wvmetronews.com and vote for your favorite finalist. By casting your vote, you can help determine who will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. That includes room, board, tuition, and fees. Just log on to wvmetronews.com, click the Vote Now button, and cast your vote. You have until midnight, June 14th, to help us change the life of a West Virginia student and their family forever. Cast your vote today by clicking the Vote Now button at wvmetronews.com. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar is supported by Greer Industries, the West Virginia Hospital Association, ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, Friends of Coal, and of course, Metro News. Vote now at wvmetronews.com and help us change the life of a West Virginia student forever.
Hi, I'm Matt Bainbridge. I'm a principal with CEC and the survey practice lead in West Virginia. My journey with CEC started as a staff consultant in 2014. From surveys to well pad design, CEC has nurtured my growth. In 2015, they empowered me to build a remote sensing group, providing the resources to get the job done. The best part is with CEC support, my career and retirement plans are secure. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
This boating season, elevate your family time with Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Proudly family-owned for over 40 years, Lou and his sons are West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer. Trusted experts in premium boats, motors, and service. Discover refined comfort, elegant design, and performance you can feel. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of preseason savings. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales, they don't just sell boats. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com because the weekend's almost here.
Metro News Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is time for the Sound of Sports. It's a NASCAR Monday, so we'll start there. Sunday at Michigan, Denny Hamlin won the race, the 63rd of his career, and celebrated by smoking the tires of his number 11 Toyota down the straightaway in honor of Kyle Busch, his late teammate. It was Hamlin's second straight win at Michigan, where he was booed after winning there last season.
He turns 40. And all he's done is win since then. Think about everything he's done in the last 5 years. 2 weeks in a row where he starts on the pole but has to come from behind. It's like deja vu from Nashville. He just gets better and better. Denny Hamlin going to get his 4th victory here at Michigan International Speedway. Yeah, exclamation point to finish it in the Irish Hills for driver 11. Career win number 63.
Congrats on 63, bud. There you go. Hamlin won by 11 seconds, his widest margin of victory in the Cup Series and the largest win at Michigan in 35 years. Here's Hamlin after the race on an emotional week in NASCAR.
Yeah, the off-season, it was rough for me. It was rough for the NASCAR family. We lost a lot of people. This week we lost Gentleman Ned, the original badass of the 11. We're still thinking of Kyle, Samantha, Brexton, Lennox. It's just an unbelievable feeling to be able to strap in every week, and I don't take it for granted, this opportunity that I'm in. I just love we're making the best of it.
Baseball now, we're keeping our eye on the state high school baseball tournament in Huntington. Metro News is your home for all the action. The Dirty Birds are off tonight in the Atlantic League. They open a 6-game series with High Point at Gomart Ballpark tomorrow night here in Charleston. From the big leagues in Atlanta, it was a lost weekend for the Pirates, swept by the Braves, losing Sunday 3-2. The Braves had just 3 hits yesterday, but Atlanta got the big one, a 3-run pinch hit double by the Braves' Michael Harris in the 7th.
Well, this could be fun. Michael Harris, nursing a sore back each of the last couple of days, now has his name called with the bases loaded and 1 down, caught upon the pinch hit. Swung on and banged deep to the right field line, off the wall. They're off to the races. In to score Smith. Here comes Yaz. Here comes Mateo. Harris lays down the law. It's a 3-run bases clearing double, and the Braves surge ahead in the 7th.
You had 1 shot to play the Michael Harris card, and Walt Weiss saw that opportunity.
Yeah, you had the right guy at first base, and you had the right guy at the plate at the right time.
So Bubba Chandler came in as a bulk reliever in the 2nd inning, was cruising until the 7th when an error by Tyler Callahan and 2 walks set the stage for Harris's bases-clearing 2-bagger. Here's Chandler after the game.
It's whatever. I mean, trust whoever makes those decisions, and it was working for a while. Monty came in there, had a little trouble, but got out of it, and kind of gave me a good pocket to in the lineup to get going with, and I think that kind of sparked the rest of the outing. But good team. Sucks we got swept, but we'll see them again, and on to the Dodgers.
The Pirates are off tonight. They'll start Paul Skeens to the mound to face the Dodgers at PNC Park tomorrow night. In St. Louis, the Reds' struggles against the division rivals continued after being swept over the weekend by the Cardinals, losing 5-3 on Sunday. The Reds are now 2-13 against teams in the NL Central. Poor defense did the Reds in the 8th. The meltdown hit the boiling point when former Mountaineer Victor Scott dropped down a sac bunt.
You asked for it. Get a couple of guys on. Victor Scott II has been dropping down sacrifice bunts all season. Get a couple of guys into scoring position.
Lays it down. It's going to be a flip to third. They throw it away. It's down the line. 1 run scores. Velasquez will stop at third and Victor at second. The Reds throw it away. The Cardinals take a 4-3 lead.
Well, the Cardinals applied the pressure. Victor Scott II got it down. It's the pitcher Maul that's able to field it. The lefty should be an easier throw for him, but he sails it up the line. Brings in a run. The Cardinals lead at 4-3.
Here's Reds' Terry Francona trying to put a positive spin on it after Sunday's loss in St. Louis.
We talked to the guys after the game just for a minute, and it's actually the same. It's, when it's the hardest to believe, you have to. And when there's doubt, you got to believe in each other and pick each other up. And, I told him, man, run the bases with your pants on fire and don't leave anything on the field. I just believe that's the not just the best way, it's the only way we're going to get where we want to go. And what I don't want them to do is walking around, I don't want this to be a morgue. That's not the way it's supposed to be. I want them just to, because it's hard for us right now. There's a lot of things that aren't going right, but we can make it better, and we will.
Reds have lost 4 straight, 8-10, 22 of their last 33. The Reds send lefty Andrew Abbott to face the Padres in San Diego tonight. The Padres are also in a free fall. They've lost 8 of 10. We'll take a break and wrap up hour number 1 in just a moment.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but I'm probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows for Talkline on Metro News Television. Sportsline on Metro News Television.
I was sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? Sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another grand on them tomorrow.
All right, that's going to do it for the first hour of the show. We will take a quick break for news, come back, take a look at what happened in the stock market today, where the NASDAQ bounced back a little bit after its big sell-off on Friday. We'll give you the numbers on that. We'll reset our question of the day about the incredibly high-priced tickets for tonight's NBA Finals game in New York. And Chef Paul Smith is going to be here to talk about food prep, the restaurant business here in West Virginia. And one of the things we're going to talk about today that we've never talked about in a segment with him, refrigerators. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hi there. A quick look back on spring. March, April, and May together. This period was the warmest on record for Huntington by 0.8 of a degree. Elkins tying the previous record from 2012 and 2024. Charleston, not a new record, but tying the second warmest spring on record. The days ahead of us will continue to be hot. Highs consistently 5 to 10 degrees above daily average. The only thing limiting how hot we get is some rain on the way. Wet weather building in from the west up until 8 a.m. Thursday, dropping off as we go east. Now, there is a stationary front to our southwest this evening, gradually seeing scattered showers and thunderstorms move from southwest to northeast through the evening, overnight, and into Tuesday. So communities to the east may be dry until the afternoon on Tuesday. Then additional showers and storms moving from west to east through Tuesday evening, overnight, and Wednesday as well. Not anticipating severe weather, but heavy rain and localized flooding is possible. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. A lot of areas will similarly be seeing some hot, humid, and stormy conditions in the days ahead. DC, a high of 96 on Thursday. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast, staying very mild overnight for Moundsville, a low of 71, 89 here Tuesday. 86 Morgantown with some storms on the way. Going east for some cooler conditions overnight. Martinsburg 59 for a low, then upper 80s and low 90s for our Tuesday. Moorfield 91. Elkins 62 tonight. Looking toward Ripley and Parkersburg to hover around 70 for a low, and then some mid 80s here for our Tuesday. Marlinton, another cool spot with 59 for a low. Charleston 70 tonight, low to mid 80s in this part of the region for our Tuesday as well. Consistently very warm and active right now, trending with some dry conditions during the day on Saturday, but no cool down on the horizon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? Metro News Hotline. Keeping you company here in West Virginia every weekday afternoon on the Metro News Radio Network. We get going at 3:06, and we take you through the afternoon right up until the bitter end, right up until 6 o'clock. And wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state of West Virginia or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what in the wide, wide world of sports is going on back home. We hope you're having a good day. Beautiful day here in Charleston. Kind of hot, though. Muggy, 89 degrees as we operate out of our flagship 580 WCHS. Right downtown, 1111 Virginia Street East, a couple of blocks down from Charleston Catholic High School. When you're rolling down Virginia Street, you're right there on the right. Right there on the right. And so give us a wave as you head on downtown. We got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. We'll take a quick peek at what happened in the financial markets, reset our question of the day. Chef Paul Smith's going to be here in just a sec. He's locked and loaded, warming up in the bullpen, ready to go. If you got a question about food prep, the restaurant business here in West Virginia, send me a text on that. We'll get it right to Paul, 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. I'm on X, too, if you want to send it that way, at Weekley, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, one word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. Quick note on what's going on at the West Virginia High School Baseball Tournament. Metro News is your home for all that stuff. Class AA quarterfinals today. Couple of games in the books. We've got another one that's set to start in about 51 minutes. Earlier today, Wheeling Central walked it off with a run in the 7th inning, and they beat James Monroe 2-1. And within the last hour, it was Logan knocking off the Bulldogs at Doddridge County 10-3. So those two teams, Logan and the number 1 overall seed Wheeling Central, will play in the semifinals. That will be on Thursday. And this year's tournament is in Huntington. at Jack Cook Field, the home of the Herd. A little bit later on in the hour, number 2 seed in Class AA, Frankfort, will take on the number 7 seed, Lincoln. That's scheduled to have a first pitch at 5 o'clock. And then approximately 50 minutes after the conclusion of that game, you've got the 3 seed, Independence, going up against 6-seeded Buffalo. And then the AAA will take over the field. That'll be tomorrow. We'll probably talk about the schedules for AAA and Quad A a little bit in the 5 o'clock hour. But just to recap, games today, Wheeling Central walked it off against James Monroe 2-1, and Logan, the top seed, over the Bulldodge of Doddridge County 10-3. And Frankfort and Lincoln, they'll be getting underway within the hour. All right, let's take a quick peek at what happened in the financial markets today. So there was a big tech sell-off on Friday, a little bit of a bounce back today. The Dow was relatively flat, down 0.1%, lost 80 points today, closing at 50,786. S&P 500 was down 0.33%, gaining about 22 points today, 74.06 at the close. NASDAQ, which was in a free fall for a while on Friday, rebounded a little bit, up almost 0.9%, tacked on 220 points today, 25,929 at the close, 4 o'clock Eastern time straight up. Among stocks, a local interest to West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today. Rough one for FMC, down almost 5% today, lost 57 cents, 11.07 at the close. Conversely, Halliburton had a good day, up 2.8%, gain $1.09, 40.27 at the close today. Let's see, let me give you one more. Well, regional banks did okay. Westbanco was up 3%, gained $1.03, 35.42 at the close. And in the energy space today, as you might imagine, oil up, but not as high as the futures were earlier in the day. Up about 1%, gained 83 cents. WTI in the NYMEX closed at $91.37. Nat gas at the moment down 2.9%, down 9 cents, $3.14 per unit at the moment. And in the crypto space, crypto has just fallen off a cliff in the last few sessions. Maybe a little bit oversold, a little bit of a bounce back today in the crypto. Bitcoin, 2.3% to the good, up almost $1,500 today, 63,309 at the close. All right, let's set our question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. It's Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight between the homestanding Knicks at Madison Square Garden and the visiting San Antonio Spurs. The current resale get-in price for NBA Finals Game 3 at the moment is over $8,200 to get you in the door. $8,200. And there are tickets available courtside if you've got maybe $70,000. And that's not for two. That's for one ticket. One ticket. So here's the question. And by the way, this is arguably the most expensive ticket in the history of basketball, full stop. All right? So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. If you've got courtside tickets for tonight's Game 3 of the NBA Finals as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone in history to sit with you at the game, who would you choose? If you got courtside tickets for the Spurs-Knicks tonight, Game 3, as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone in history to sit with you at this game, who would you choose? You know the text line, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. I'm on Exit Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, one word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. We got a lot of responses. Here's Matt in Utah. He says, Dave, I would use them and take my 16-year-old who has been actively following the Knicks all year, and he aspires to move to New York City after graduation. Jennings says, Dave, haven't been much of an NBA fan since Jordan retired. Wow, that's a long time ago. So I'd sell them and make a little bit of a profit. And we got quite a few responses to this. But let me get Chef Paul Smith in here to talk about something we have never talked about on the show, and that's refrigerators. Hey, Paul, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. You know what? You've been around the block and back in the restaurant business. You've worked at swanky country clubs, resorts. I'm guessing you probably know a handful of people who could probably plunk down $70,000 for a courtside seat and wouldn't feel it.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm not one of those people. I would sell them in a heartbeat. Let someone that would actually enjoy the game. It's kind of like me, used to be an avid bourbon collector. I'm probably not going to drink a $7,000 bottle of bourbon. So selling it all was like the best thing that I ever did.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We've talked about a lot of stuff on this program, but we've never talked about refrigerators before. Working in the restaurant industry, as far as your home is concerned, do you have like refrigerator envy? Are you that guy at home that really goes for the really expensive refrigerator?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I mean, I've got a reputation to uphold here, Dave. I can't have guests come over to the house and have some rinky-dink refrigerator. You got to go with the top of the line.
Yeah. Well, are you the kind of Coop? I'm dying to see how he answers this question because you and I have discussed this before. Are you the kind of guy that wants to have a refrigerator that you can potentially answer your email on, or maybe watch the ball game on in the kitchen?
No, I don't want that. I don't want, I just want my refrigerator to be cold.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's talk about restaurant refrigerators. How expensive are they, and how big are they, and how often do you change them out?
As they are big, they are expensive, and as rarely as possible.
Yeah, okay.
No, I think refrigerators, you can go, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in a restaurant refrigerator. If you went, something that's glass front, something that has a little bit of a display. There's a lot that kind of have that retro look nowadays. So it depends on your restaurant. It depends on what you're doing. With ours, I think True is probably one of the better in our line. And, they're $10,000, $12,000, and they'll last. It seems like we're constantly having things worked on. So, unlike your house, we will replace, probably not a condenser, but replace a lot of parts before we buy a new one. So, I have refrigerators here that are probably, we've had fridges, since we opened at 1010 that were there when we bought the place. So probably 10 years. I think a life expectancy on a normal refrigerator is like 12 to 15 years, maybe even less, so they can sell more refrigerators.
You know what? That was going to be my next question, and you answered it. When you buy a restaurant and you've bought and sold, you've been on both ends of the exchange. Normally when you buy a place, does the refrigerator kind of come with the deal because it's so big and a problem to move? Does it usually stay?
Well, that's a funny and maybe a little bit of a sore subject. I thought so. And usually things like walk-ins, things that are fastened to the building, normally stay, but it just depends on your lease, and it depends on who the person is that has the restaurant. They'll sell it for pennies on the dollar, maybe just to not allow another restaurant to come in and use them. Some people will be very gracious. Restaurant equipment, once the restaurant closes, is worth, I'd say, 4 to 10% of what you paid for it.
Okay.
It's a very hard pill to swallow. When you put in a couple $100,000 into a commercial kitchen and then someone offers you $5,000 for it.
Okay, fair. By the way, if you got a question about food or the restaurant business here in West Virginia, shoot it to me now. Because if you don't send any questions in, and this is rare, if you've always wanted to send one in, now would be a time, because for whatever reason we haven't got any in. I've just got a ton of questions I got for Paul. So if you got a question, shoot me one. 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. Okay. I sent you an article earlier today about the 8 types of nightmare customers that should never be allowed in a restaurant ever again. First of all, before we go through some of this list, do you and your fellow restaurant owners in Charleston talk about nightmare customers? Do you exchange stories on some of these individuals? You probably don't have pictures of them posted, but you probably know.
Yeah, don't allow this person in. That would be funny. No, I think we all try to keep it as PC as possible. I think that the old adage that the customer is always right isn't true anymore, but the customer is always the customer. So I think we try to kill them with kindness. There have been some times where I have asked people to leave, if they're being disrespectful to the staff or, treating them as a servant versus a steward of service. That's really what gets me. I mean, people can be very particular. I actually like that. But, also I think people have an idea of what it takes to do what a professional service and restaurant person does. And I think that people really have no idea how hard and how much work and time goes into the behind the scenes. I think personally, like in other countries, I think everyone in the United States should be forced to work in the hospitality industry in the front and the back of the house for at least 6 months. So they are a little empathetic. But, it's kind of like doctors are the worst patients. I think chefs and restaurant people tend to be, the worst diners. There definitely are trouble. There are trouble customers. I think sometimes it's as simple as like your kids are there, you kind of are able to turn the kids off. You're out, they're kind of running amok and maybe a little louder than they should be and maybe disturbing others. I'm all for having kids. I mean, Paulie's, we basically opened Paulie's to be a family restaurant, to have kids in there, to like really, because 1010 is a little smaller and a little cramped and not necessarily as family kid friendly. And so we want kids in here. I don't mind them, hanging out and having a good time. But, keep them at the table and kind of at a, 5 or 6 as opposed to a 10 or 11.
Hey, by the way, I don't want to get too specific because the person who sent me this note really wanted to keep it anonymous. But after your appearance on the show last week, I did get a text message from a listener who said that they went to a local establishment for whatever reason. They couldn't get seated. They couldn't get served. And they pivoted to 1010, and they had an unbelievable experience, and they'll be back. Okay?
Well, that's great. I'm sorry that they had a bad experience. Hopefully it wasn't at Paulie's.
No, it wasn't.
They walked across the street.
It wasn't.
But, and again, people are, we're human. And so we do make mistakes, and we do our best to train. But, you are only as weak as your weakest link, and you're only as strong as your strongest, and hopefully the strong bring the weak up. And you train and you create a culture. And I think, when I try to go out to dine, I'm out there to have a great time with the people that I'm there to dine with. And a lot of times people will look at me to set the tone. Is this good? Is the food good? Is the service good? I usually say, absolutely, it is phenomenal, just because I want to enjoy my time. And I think sometimes people just, take maybe things a little too seriously. We want to make sure that everybody has the best time. And I hope that every restaurateur and every server and every cook, and I know that's not the case, but, we are trying our best, and I hope that everyone's trying their best, and I hope the diner is also trying their best to just have a really good time.
You know what? I've only got 2 minutes here, but I have to ask you about one of the nightmare customers that's on this list, about the person who comes in to celebrate their birthday like once every 3 months. Okay.
Yeah. We've had a few of those, and that's pretty funny. And usually I'll kind of make a joke about it, and we don't, because we do give a free dessert for your birthday or your anniversary, maybe a free glass of champagne, something like that. And, but hey, if you turn 45 again 3 times this year, I'll probably still give you a free dessert because, you're working hard at it.
That's awesome. Hey, Paul, thanks for your time today, man. I enjoy our conversations about the restaurant business and food prep. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next Monday.
Always a pleasure, guys. Thank you.
All right, Chef Paul Smith. Yeah, Coop, this list of the nightmare customers and what they do, pretty good. Pretty good.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, we're celebrating the birthday every 3 months.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll get into the entertainment report in just a minute.
Planning your financial future doesn't have to be overwhelming. Huntington Bank is here to help. I'm Shelley Hustle, part of your local Huntington Wealth team right here in West Virginia. We work with people just like you to create smart strategies for life's big moments and market uncertainty. Tune in for Money Minutes this Thursday at 3:45 on Hotline, where we'll discuss the week's top financial trends and what they mean for you. Catch Money Minutes Thursday at 3:45 on Metro News Hotline.
Hi, I'm Lane Tobin and I'm a project consultant with Civil and Environmental Consultants. Growing up in West Virginia, I always dreamed of giving back to my community. That's why I chose CEC. As an employee-owned firm, we combine big company support with a close-knit culture. From stormwater management to new pedestrian trails, with every project, I see the impact we're making and I couldn't be prouder. CEC isn't just where I work, it's where I make a difference. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
My daughter, she's my youngest. When she was getting ready to graduate high school, she asked me what I got on my SATs, and I lied to her because I wanted her to think I'm smart, which I am not. I didn't go crazy though. I kept it realistic. I just told her I got a B-. Pretty good, huh? Yeah.
Nice. Well played. 4:28 on the show, almost halfway home on this Monday edition of Metro News Hotline. Here until 6 o'clock, time for Talkin' TV and more. Tonight on the broadcast nets, ABC. We've been talking about NBA Game 3 of the finals. They've got it tonight. Coverage begins at 8 o'clock, probably tip around 8:40-ish. We'll see. NBC tonight, you've got 2 episodes of St. Denis Medical, and then the premiere of American Ninja Warrior. It's back. How about that? Tonight on NBC. Also streaming tonight, you've got the season premiere of Sesame Street on Netflix. In fact, that has already debuted today. Speaking of entertainment, we'll take a break here for local news at the bottom of the hour. Kristyn Burtt's got the Hollywood Dirt. When we come back, this is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hi there. A quick look back on spring. March, April, and May together. This period was the warmest on record for Huntington by 0.8 of a degree. Elkins tying the previous record from 2012 and 2024. Charleston, not a new record, but tying the second warmest spring on record. The days ahead of us will continue to be hot. Highs consistently 5 to 10 degrees above daily average. The only thing limiting how hot we get is some rain on the way. Wet weather building in from the west up until 8 a.m. Thursday, dropping off as we go east. Now, there is a stationary front to our southwest this evening, gradually seeing scattered showers and thunderstorms move from southwest to northeast through the evening, overnight, and into Tuesday. So communities to the east may be dry until the afternoon on Tuesday. Then additional showers and storms moving from west to east through Tuesday evening, overnight, and Wednesday as well. Not anticipating severe weather, but heavy rain and localized flooding is possible. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. A lot of areas will similarly be seeing some hot, humid, and stormy conditions in the days ahead. DC, a high of 96 on Thursday. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast, staying very mild overnight for Moundsville, a low of 71, 89 here Tuesday. 86 Morgantown with some storms on the way. Going east for some cooler conditions overnight. Martinsburg 59 for a low, then upper 80s and low 90s for our Tuesday. Moorfield 91. Elkins 62 tonight. Looking toward Ripley and Parkersburg to hover around 70 for a low, and then some mid 80s here for our Tuesday. Marlinton, another cool spot with 59 for a low. Charleston 70 tonight, low to mid 80s in this part of this region for our Tuesday as well. Consistently very warm and active right now, trending with some dry conditions during the day on Saturday, but no cool down on the horizon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, Smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brett Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
right, welcome back to the show. It is 4:33 on the program. I tell you what, Kristyn Burtt, Hollywood Dirt coming up in a sec. But we're starting to pile up the responses to our question of the day. This has kind of touched a nerve with some people, so why don't we do a quick reset, get a couple of quick responses, then we'll talk to Kristyn Burtt. The current resale get-in price for NBA Finals Game 3 is $8,200, and there are courtside seats available for the price of $75,000. So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. If you've got courtside tickets for tonight's NBA Finals Game 3 as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone to sit with in history, who would you choose? If you got courtside seats for tonight's NBA Finals Game 3 at MSG as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone to sit with, who would you choose? Answers, text those in, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. One word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. Let's see, 304-212. Dave, I would sell the tickets, and I would take my father, Fred, from Morgantown to the game. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is good. Here's Joel from Wilmington, North Carolina. Dave, regarding your question of the day, I would sell the tickets, and I would sit with DMX. That's so random. That is so random. I love that, Joel. R.I.P. DMX. Oh, my goodness. That is something else. Let me get a couple on. 681-900. Dave, this is one of the easiest questions you have ever asked. Sell those tickets. All right. We'll let that go for the moment. And by the way, we got tons of responses to this, so we'll get more in there. Kristyn Burtt's got the Hollywood Dirt, and she joins me from L.A. right now. Hey, Kristyn, how you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Hey, let me ask you a question. You know, we don't delve too far into politics on this show for a lot of reasons, but did a lot of your friends vote for Spencer Pratt?
They did not.
They did not.
They did not. And I'll be super honest. A lot of my friends, I hang out with a lot of other entertainment reporters, and a lot of us cover reality TV. And that was enough information on Spencer Pratt for us not to vote for him.
So
that makes sense.
The fact that he's not going to make the runoff in the mayor's race in LA, is that actually kind of good for his brand? I mean, is sort of he's back in the news with kind of like a grievance issue?
I think so. And, a lot of points, Spencer made a lot of good points of things that need to be improved in Los Angeles. I don't think people disagree on that. And I think he is a good public speaker. He's a great debater. I wouldn't be surprised. This is my prediction. I was like, Turning Point USA. I feel like he would somehow maybe turn up there on their public speaking circuit, because I do think that this is an opportunity for him to leverage his beliefs into maybe a more national platform.
So do you think he was really serious about this campaign? Did he think he would actually win? Or was this whole thing was just kind of a work to get him back out in the public eye?
I think it started kind of as a dare type of thing, like maybe I should just run for mayor, because he really has an issue with Karen Bass, and rightfully so. With, I understand he lost his house, and that is just a devastating life incident. And I think for him, though, I think that once his campaign started to get momentum and he got some really high profile donors, I think that's when his campaign started to be taken seriously. So, good for him for running, because we do need new voices in Los Angeles. I do think that.
Fair.
I don't think he was the right person to run the city of Los Angeles, but I do think maybe he is ready to go elsewhere with his message.
Yeah, something tells me this is not the last we've seen of Spencer Pratt. All right, let's talk a little bit about the movies this weekend. And I like the way you sent this to me. You said, Dave, comedies are back at the box office. And I would agree with that. We had one of our movie reviewers on the air last week talking about Scary Movie, and the reviews have been sort of mixed, but it really didn't matter to the people who like the franchise. They came out to see the thing in droves.
Yeah, I saw Scary Movie 6 at a screening before it came out, and I was like, okay, it's fine. I mean, I knew exactly what I was going to expect. It was, a lot of quick-witted references to pop culture, but at the same time, we're starved at the box office to see comedy. And I think that that is really important. And I really hope that the message is getting out to studio executives that we are watching original movies continually rise to the top of the box office. And I get that Scary Movie is a franchise. It's been a while since we've seen it, but it's also been a while since we've seen a comedy at the top of the box office.
You know what? I think that's a really important point. So Scary Movie the first weekend, when you total up domestic and international, it did over $100 million in business. So the thing's already a success. But you're right. I mean, when you look back at the 90s and the 80s, we had tons of successful comedies. Where are they? They don't exist.
They don't. And I think people want to get out to the movies and laugh and, just forget about life for a couple of hours or an hour and 90 minutes. I mean, like an hour and a half, which I think was all that Scary Movie was. And I think that that is something really important. And if you look at what happened with Masters of the Universe, I think the studio was probably hoping that this was going to turn into a blockbuster franchise. It didn't even earn $30 million on a $170 million budget, not including PR and marketing costs.
Hey, I said to Coop in the 3 o'clock hour that last night, for whatever reason, was Sunday in prime time, and there was no NBA playoff game. There was no NHL playoff hockey game. How do you think the Tonys are going to do in terms of the ratings after Pink hosted last night?
I think they're going to tick up a little bit because Pink knew exactly why she was there. Like CBS told her, we want to draw bigger ratings. And so we're hiring you as a pop star. But I think the cool thing about Pink is that her daughter is all into musical theater and Broadway. The family moved to New York so that she could pursue a career. But I also think now Pink really established herself as someone who might do Broadway. She was a great host. She had some incredible numbers. She stated a great case for why they should cast her as Velma Kelly in Chicago, and I would not be surprised if we have an announcement coming in a couple of months. It was a very lively Tonys, and I think they delivered exactly what they should to showcase the best of Broadway.
So do you think that Pink is a person who could host the Tonys multiple times, kind of like Neil Patrick Harris did?
Absolutely. In fact, she had Neil Patrick Harris in the opening yesterday, which was great. It was kind of a tie to a host from the past and the host of the present. But I think if we see good ratings from Pink this year, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her the next couple of years.
All right. I got to ask you about this. This I don't know if this is actually a rumor or a fact. Is it really true that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are going to get married at Madison Square Garden?
It's one of those things. I feel like it is a total, look over here when they're getting married over somewhere else. Because Madison Square Garden is such a huge venue for anyone who has been there. You see it on TV. The curious thing is that Madison Square Garden is booked out on the calendar between June 29th and July 6th. And that rumored wedding is July 3rd. So it fits very neatly into that. And when you're a billionaire, you can do anything with Madison Square Garden. But having 1,000 guests that's being reported, being in New York, all of this just doesn't feel like Travis and Taylor whatsoever. Maybe they're surprising me, but I feel like they are going to be so far away from New York City when this wedding happens. That's just my guess.
They're not stopping this rumor, though, at the moment, right? They're letting this percolate a little bit.
Which makes me think that it's a total ruse.
Okay.
And maybe Taylor, because she has enough money, is like, let's just block out Madison Square Garden for these dates. We'll slip out a rumor to some of the tabloids. They'll run with it, and we'll get married somewhere completely in a different location.
All right. What if I asked you a sentence like that the marriage of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is the biggest celebrity marriage event since blank? How would you answer that?
Ooh. Okay, I'll go big. I'll go Princess Diana and Prince Charles.
Wow. Well, you know what? If they did do something at MSG, that would have to be a documentary, right? I mean, it wouldn't be. I don't know if any of the well, I don't know about this. I mean, wouldn't there be a battle amongst the streaming services to do the thing live?
You would think so. And I mean, and there's been rumors. I mean, I think they flip-flop because we've heard rumors that they wanted a super private wedding. And then we've heard that they wanted to invite everyone that they know. So I'm really curious to see how this all plays out. I do think that this, even if we don't get to see it, like we got to see, you know, Charles and Diana get married, the whole world watch. I do think that this is the wedding event of the year if you are an invited guest.
All right, finally, what do you know about this Scooby-Doo live action series on Netflix? What do you know about it?
Okay, well, when I heard this, I was like, oh, not another Scooby-Doo, but it is live action. It's going on Netflix. It will be a television series. It's not a movie. And they posted the first clip to social media today, so you can see it on all of Netflix platforms. It's a really cute puppy. And that's exactly what it is. This is the origin story of Scooby-Doo. It's Scooby-Doo Origins. It's how Shaggy and Scooby met each other, how the gang all came together as a little sleuthing group. They're at a summer camp. And I honestly think the mystery gang looks really cute.
Coop, honestly, this is called Scooby-Doo Origins. Scooby-Doo Origins. And before you laugh, if you see that in your queue, you got to check it out.
I've already looked at the video.
The
I downloaded it to sent it to my daughter so she could look at it because that's one of the first shows we bond over. I had some questions if that was actually a puppy-looking Great Dane, but I don't really care. I love Scooby-Doo, and it looks really cute.
That is funny. That's
so cute. I mean, it'll bring a smile to your face. If you've had a bad day, just go look at that trailer.
There you go. Scooby-Doo live-action Netflix series reveals first look of the crime-solving canine to premiere in 2027. This story's up at Variety right now. All right, got to leave it there. Kristyn Burtt, Hollywood Dirt, thanks for jumping on the show. As always, I'll talk to you next Monday at this same time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Kristyn Burtt, Hollywood Dirt. That's funny. Scooby-Doo Origins. That's great. Let's take a break, and we'll come back and open up the On the State file in just a moment.
The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program has been a huge success. High school juniors from all across the state have applied, and we're down to 15 finalists. Now, we need your help. Please go to wvmetronews.com and vote for your favorite finalist. By casting your vote, you can help determine who will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. That includes room, board, tuition, and fees. Just log on to wvmetronews.com, click the Vote Now button, and cast your vote. You have until midnight, June 14th, to help us change the life of a West Virginia student and their family forever. Cast your vote today by clicking the Vote Now button at wvmetronews.com. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar is supported by Greer Industries, the West Virginia Hospital Association, ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, Friends of Coal, and of course, Metro News. Vote now at wvmetronews.com and help us change the life of a West Virginia student forever.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
Stay ahead of West Virginia weather with Metro News Television. Now bringing you a new way to stay informed across the Mountain State. Get updates daily at 9, noon, and 4. From headlines and precipitation to severe weather threats and highs and lows. See conditions from panhandle to panhandle and check travel with the Fly CRW forecast. Our meteorologists are on your screens and on Talkline, Midday, Hotline, and Sportsline, keeping you up to date. Metro News Television weather. Accurate, local, and always on.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia. nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
We're panhandle cleaning and restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're panhandle cleaning and restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
All right, welcome back. It is 10 minutes till the hour, and it's time to get into the On This Date file. And we will start with the birthdays. And as always, we will start with the sports birthdays. Man, we got a lot of good birthdays today. Let's start with Don Robinson. Now, Don Robinson is 69 years old today. He was born in Ashland, but he grew up in Canova. He was on the Pirates World Series winning team in 1979. He won 3 Silver Slugger awards, from the days when pitchers used to hit. Don Robinson, 69 years old today. Happy birthday. Butch Reynolds, great track star for a while. He held the 400-meter world record. He won a gold medal in the Olympics. He's 62 years old today. Lindsay Davenport, tennis star, won the U.S. Open in 98. She won Wimbledon. She won an Australian Open. She is 50 years old today. And speaking of former tennis stars having birthdays today, how about Clem Clijsters? The Belgian player won 3 U.S. Opens, 05, 09, 2010, an Australian Open as well. From entertainment, Boz Scaggs, 82. Keenan Ivory Wayans, 68 years old today. Nick Rhodes, the keyboardist from Duran Duran, is 64. Derek Trucks from the Allman Brothers Band is 47 years old. Kanye's having a birthday today. He's 49. Oh, and how about Nancy Sinatra? Nancy Sinatra's having a birthday today. She's 86.
You keep saying you got something for me, something you call love, but confess you've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin', and now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Also today from the movies, talk about summer movies, 1984, Ghostbusters rolls into theaters.
Ready!
Ghostbusters, starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis. Coming to save the world. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
Ghostbusters on this date, 1984. 1966, pro football reached a merger agreement under which the NFL and the AFL would be joined into one league with 2 divisions, the NFC and the AFC. Here's the announcement of the agreement with Commissioner Pete Rozelle and the Chiefs owner, Lamar Hunt.
Who does this panel think won the war? Who won the war?
I feel that's a league matter.
I think it's beneficial to both, frankly, and very beneficial to the fans all around the country. I don't want to sound corny on that, but when you look at all aspects of this with the championship game, I think this is personally, I think it'll be one of the biggest sporting events of the year, every year in America.
There you go. So the merger also created the yearly championship game that we all know now as the Super Bowl, with the first one played in 1967. From baseball, on this date in 1969, Mickey Mantle Day, they jammed almost 61,000 into the old stadium in the Bronx to see number 7 retired.
Thank you. When I walked into this stadium 18 years ago, I felt much the same way I do right now. I don't have words to describe how I felt then or how I feel now. But I'll tell you one thing, baseball was real good to me. And playing 18 years in the Yankee Stadium for you folks is the best thing that could ever happen to a ball player.
All right, so Mickey Mantle Day at the old ballpark was on this date in 1969. On the same day in 1995, Mickey received a liver transplant at a Dallas hospital. He died of cancer 2 months later. And our musical birthday to the break today, guitarist from Uriah Heep, Mick Box, 79. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. and they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. The West Virginia High School Baseball Tournament continues in Huntington. Earlier today, Wheeling Central walked it off against James Monroe 2-1. Logan a winner over Doddridge County 10-3. Logan and Wheeling Central will meet in the Class AA semifinals Thursday morning. The Pirates are off and the Reds are at the Padres tonight. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hi there. A quick look back on spring. March, April, and May together this period was the warmest on record for Huntington by 0.8 of a degree. Elkins tying the previous record from 2012 and 2024. Charleston, not a new record, but tying the second warmest spring on record. The days ahead of us will continue to be hot. Highs consistently 5 to 10 degrees above daily average. The only thing limiting how hot we get is some rain on the way. Wet weather building in from the west up until 8 a.m. Thursday, dropping off as we go east. Now, there is a stationary front to our southwest this evening, gradually seeing scattered showers and thunderstorms move from southwest to northeast through the evening, overnight, and into Tuesday. So communities to the east may be dry until the afternoon on Tuesday. Then additional showers and storms moving from west to east through Tuesday evening, overnight, and Wednesday as well. Not anticipating severe weather, but heavy rain and localized flooding is possible. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. A lot of areas will similarly be seeing some hot, humid, and stormy conditions in the days ahead. DC, a high of 96 on Thursday. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast, staying very mild overnight for Moundsville, a low 71, 89 here Tuesday. 86 Morgantown with some storms on the way. Going east for some cooler conditions overnight. Martinsburg 59 for a low, then upper 80s and low 90s for our Tuesday. Moorfield 91. Elkins 62 tonight. Looking toward Ripley and Parkersburg to hover around 70 for a low, and then some mid 80s here for our Tuesday. Marlinton, another cool spot with 59 for a low. Charleston 70 tonight, low to mid 80s in this part of the region for our Tuesday as well. Consistently very warm and active right now, trending with some dry conditions during the day on Saturday, but no cool down on the horizon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's 5:06 in West Virginia, and it's time to start the third and final hour of our program today, Metro News Hotline. It's Monday at 5:06, and you know what that means. Oh, man, Carl Lee is here, the former NFL All-Pro defensive back of the Minnesota Vikings and the Saints.
And the Saints.
And the Saints. Always get that in there. So we got some football stuff to talk about. We've got some interesting things to talk about today. Carl, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Man, it's hot, right?
It is.
It's hot.
It is really hot.
Yeah. So when we came on the air, it was 89 degrees and really muggy.
Yeah.
You know, really muggy.
It was raining, though, when I was coming from Taze Valley.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It stopped by the time I probably got to Dunbar, and it was clear here.
Coop, you've got 100 things to do back there. I wonder, is the high school game in any sort of a delay, or are we playing out there?
Let's see. The last time I checked, they were playing.
Because Frankfurt and Lincoln were supposed to start like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, just now. I can check in just a second.
Okay. So the state tournament continues. You've had AA quarterfinal games today, and Wheeling Central walked it off from beat James Monroe 2-1. If we have time, we're going to hear a little bit of the coach from Wheeling Central on that victory today. And Logan, they are playing? Okay. That Frankfurt-Lincoln game is underway. And Metro News is your home for the tournament. And the other quarterfinal game that's already taken place today, Logan was a winner over the Doddridge County Bulldogs, 10-3. So Logan and Wheeling Central will play in the AA semifinals, and that will be the first game on Thursday at 10 o'clock. So
I'll start off by just saying, every time that I go and I see like baseball and I watch it, all of my attention goes straight to the pitcher. And then every time I see him throw the ball, all I can do is think about being like, how do those guys stay in? How do they like? I could not stand there and let that ball pass me that close. I just could not do it.
Carl, I think I should let our listeners know this is the first show you and I have done together since you did a baseball-themed program last week, right?
Right.
So, did you express your fear of the ball in that program as well?
No.
That was probably wise.
Yeah, I typically just do it here.
Okay.
Because you already know.
I already know.
Coop knows, and I guess our listeners all know.
Hey,
So.
Coop, I'm going to ask Carl a question. I'm going to ask him the question I asked you. Does Carl have any softball equipment? How do you think he's going to answer?
Man, I don't know if he – no, I bet not. I bet not.
I'm going to say he does have a glove and he does have a bat and a ball. Carl, do you have a softball bat, a glove, and a ball?
The only thing that I could say I have that is related to baseball is a baseball cap, and I have a ton of them. And it's not even a baseball team. I don't have a baseball team cap, but I have a ball cap.
I would have thought for sure you would have admit. Let me get the question of the day out. Well, by the way, your show last week focused primarily on WVU and the NCAA Super Regionals, which West Virginia won. They beat Cal Poly last weekend. We did get a little bit of news. It's now official that West Virginia's game against the Troy Trojans in Omaha is next Friday at 2:00. That was rumored. If you put 2 and 2 together, it was kind of you could come up to that conclusion. But it was confirmed today, so it's going to be Friday at 2:00. All right, question of the day. The current resale get-in price for the NBA Finals Game 3 tonight at Madison Square Garden is over $8,200. Courtside seats, if you want to get in, $70,000 or more. Now, this is in the secondary market, So the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. If you got courtside tickets for tonight's Game 3 as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone to sit with in history, who would you choose? If you got courtside tickets for tonight's NBA Finals Game 3 at MSG as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone to sit with in history, who would you choose? 304-TALK, 304-8255-304. You can find me on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. Now, Jody had a pretty good response on X. He says, Dave, I'd resell those tickets unless I sat next to the Jasons, Bateman and Sudeikis. I don't even care about the game. Hashtag those guys are hilarious. All right. Let's see. Here's Andy Smith. Dave, I would use those seats and hope that I would sit near me or you, Coop.
Hey now.
He didn't pick me?
Well, you don't even own a bat. No, I don't know. I love it. But let me ask you this. Say you had courtside seats, right? And the Knicks, let's be honest, they want celebrities on the floor.
Right.
Okay. And some of those seats are unavailable because the Knicks basically want celebrities and recognizable faces on the floor. But if somebody gave you those seats as a gift and they tuned in, and I was like, I gave Carl those tickets and I spent over $100,000. I value his friendship so much, I spent $1/10,000 to get him to the game tonight. Let's see if he's there. And if you were not in those seats and somebody else was, I mean, what would you do if somebody gave you seats on the floor for this NBA game, which is arguably the most expensive ticket in the history of basketball, full stop?
I would go. I would actually go. One, out of respect and being grateful to have that opportunity. And it's not like I wouldn't want to see the game. So if I've got a chance to see the game and sit, right in the front and actually see full speed and all those kinds of things of what's happening, I would probably enjoy it.
Yeah, you probably would.
Yeah.
You probably would. Coop, if a family member put together $100,000 to send you to a game that you were such a Knicks fan that you had to go to this game, and it's like, we took out a second mortgage on the house because this is such a unique situation that we just want to send our family member to this particular game. You couldn't sell those seats, could you? You couldn't do it, could you? Would you?
I mean, I guess not. If somebody is going to give that, I mean, you're out nothing for it, right? You know, if they're time to get there, you know, but you're not out anything for it. So I guess if somebody like specifically bought you those gifts for you and they thought that you would enjoy them, I would have a hard time. I think
it'd be almost impossible.
Those. Yeah. Well, the only thing I could come up with was create a charity. You know, that I'm going to auction them off for a charity or something. He's like, well, I would go, but this great cause has really pulled on my heartstrings. And so
it's going to be one of these charities where you like donate like 10%?
No, you do like 50-50. You know? like you're going to the hospital game.
That's great. That's great. Oh, man. Carl, how many people in your life could spend $70,000 on a ticket to a ball game?
I will go this far and say there's probably nobody on my Vikings team, when I was playing, would spend that much money for a game. I don't know. I don't know anybody personally who I think would spend that kind of money to go to a basketball game or anything.
But you know what? Patrick Ewing, former Knicks, said it best. He goes, we make a lot, but we spend a lot too.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize this. This is kind of an offshoot of this topic. I didn't realize this until I started spending a little bit more time around Major League Baseball. When I worked for MLB Advanced Media, I would see the players arrive and I would see them depart, and I saw the kind of cars that they drove. If you didn't have an expensive car, your teammates would let you know about it, right? There was a little bit of gamesmanship in the kind of car that you drove to carry yourself as a major league, or in your case, like an NFL player, correct?
Yeah, because when you pull up at practice, you know, all the cars are parked right there, and you're looking at Benz, BMW, all of those kind of stuff. And my first car I bought was a Monte Carlo, because that was the kind of cars that my mom and dad bought. And I was thinking, like, that's a nice car. So I bought one. So now my little Monte Carlo is sitting there beside all of these super expensive cars. And I'm like, okay, I guess maybe I'm going to have to step it up a notch.
Right. Or that would be part of your personality. And there are some guys who are like that.
Yes.
They take, Coop, we've had Todd Wright on this show before. Todd refused to pay for an expensive car. When he and I used to work together, he had a truck that he drove for 300,000 miles. You know, he was not going to spend money on a car. And there are some players. There was a great article in The Athletic about guys who are in the major leagues and how cheap some of them are. I mean, guys who are in the major leagues who are like still on their parents' cell phone plans. You know,
that seems a little
that kind of thing.
Much,
that's a little tough right there.
Manny Machado brings his own wine to the restaurant. Okay,
that might be.
That's a bit too far, because if I'm going to do that, I'm not going to the restaurant, because obviously I can't afford it.
Yeah.
At least I don't think I can, or I don't want to spend the money.
Yeah. But it's the thing is, just to get back to the topic, it just seems like it's out of the realm of most people to spend. It would cost twice as much to go to this game tonight as it would to go to the Super Bowl. Okay? How about that?
Yeah. And how do you justify? I'd make the case, how do you justify that?
Yeah. And there was a time in this country where if you were going to go to a big event, the biggest concern would be, are tickets available?
Yes.
Do I have the time to devote to this? Not, I have to, it's going to break me financially to go to this one particular game.
I'm interested in, because players get tickets, and back then we would sell the tickets. Like,
that's
you know,
a great topic.
And the question would be, could I actually put out those tickets for $8,000? I mean, can I say, Dave, hey, I got a couple tickets, you know, they're player tickets, $8,000?
Well, let me ask you this. Say, for example, you're a season ticket holder for the Knicks.
Okay.
And you have been through some really bad times.
Right.
Okay. You have gone to some really horrible games where the Knicks were really, really terrible. Now you're in a situation where you have a ticket for Game 4 where potentially, if the Knicks win tonight, you would be, after years, potentially decades of suffering, you could go to this game where your team is going to win an NBA championship. Or behind door number 1, you could sell that ticket for $100,000. That's a tough choice, right?
That's a tough choice, but I'm gonna pick the $100,000. I don't know how to find the tie and the closeness to it, not to take the money.
Yeah. We can probably localize this maybe later in the week when we start talking about WVU going to the College World Series in Omaha.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, you don't know when you're going to get back.
Right.
They've never been there before. This is a box. If you're a fan, some fans are thinking, I must go to this event.
Right.
I must go to this event. And the Knicks might win the championship for the first time in a half a century later this week. Would you rather go to that game, or would you rather have $100K?
I'm going to say if you're a WVU fan, I'm thinking you're a bigger WVU fan than you are a Knicks fan.
Depends. Really depends. Let's take a break. We'll play in or out next.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304. Or tweet at WEEKLEY. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ, or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but I'm probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows for Talk Line on Metro News Television. Sports Line on Metro News Television.
I was sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? Sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another grand on them tomorrow.
All right, welcome back. It is time to play in or out. 3-man weave today. I'm here. Coop's here. Carly is also here. So let's do it. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it in or out. The setup's simple. 3 categories. Food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. The topics of which change daily. Let's get started with food or beverage. Coop, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Burger King is kicking off the summer season with the introduction of the new loaded jalapeno Whopper at participating locations. The jalapeno Whopper, beef topped with cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, crispy jalapeno mix, pickled jalapenos, creamy jalapeno sauce, all on a toasted sesame seed bun. The jalapeno Whopper, in or out?
You know, I don't know about all of that other stuff with the Whopper, but jalapeno is one of my favorite power-ups to a burger anyway. Like, if you're a place that offers jalapenos, I'll put them on the burger. I like them on, like, a Whopper, throw some jalapenos on it, it'll be good. And that spirit I'm going to be in. I think that, I like jalapenos, the pickled jalapenos on burgers, and I would be somewhat interested in
Okay,
this.
that surprises me a little bit. Carl, what's your thoughts here? What about the jalapeno Whopper at Burger King, in or out?
My problem is it's not enough of a draw. I would eat it, but it's not enough draw for me to actually go there specifically, like on my way home. Let me stop in because they got that there.
Okay.
I'm going to be out just because I probably would never go there to get it.
Oh, sorry.
Coop, I liked your breakdown on it. But I'm kind of with Carl. I can't see myself doing this. I'm going to be slightly out. You know what? If it was here, I'd probably eat it. But I'm going to be slightly out. Gut reaction. Gen Z singles go on practice dates to build dating confidence. Young people are intentionally dating people they find unattractive to improve their romantic skills, treating dates like emotional cardio. According to some doctors, they say practice dates with less appealing matches help let them go of unrealistic expectations and reduce pressure. Some dating creators support the trend, arguing photos can't capture real attraction, and lower stakes dating help people show up more authentically. Practice dates, Coop, in or out?
I mean, I'm so far removed from any of this stuff. I have a hard time responding to this, but isn't that being really unfair to the person you're pretending to date?
Gen Z, baby.
It seems really rude to be like, hey, I want to go out with this ugly person so I can practice to get my game on for somebody that I'm actually attracted to, but shh, I'm not going to tell them. Hey, I don't know. Just how about growing up? I don't know. I'm out on this.
Carl, practice dates, in or out?
I'm out. I'm totally out on it for the same reason, Coop, because I don't take me on a date just for practice. I'm out, man.
Yeah, I'm out on this. I really hate this idea. I'm always the unattractive person in this discussion.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that as my fate when I was a child, when I was a teenager.
Finally, this one's about a celebrity. Simone Biles revealed over the weekend that she's recovering from a frightening health incident that nearly killed her last week. She's a 7-time gold medalist. She shared on Instagram stories this weekend she's in bed resting after what she called one of, if not the scariest experiences of her life. She showed a photo of herself with a hospital wristband on her arm and said the situation was worse because her husband, who's a football player for the Colts, was in Indianapolis at practice. Wow. Simone Biles, in or out?
Yeah, man, that's scary. I did a little looking up on it, and she's not revealing what happened to her, and it doesn't really matter. Just glad that she's okay. And I'm definitely in on Simone Biles. Again, one of my favorite athletes of all time. I've just always been a big fan.
Biles says, who typically keeps health matters private, thanked her close circle of support and said she would explain more details later. Carl, Simone Biles, in or out?
I'm all the way in. I've loved her since having an opportunity to watch her.
Yeah. 30 championships and medals. 30.
Yeah.
30.
That's just crazy, right? What a fantastic athlete. And she's relatively local. I mean, she's from Columbus, So, Simone Biles all the way in. Absolutely all the way in. All right, we'll take a break here at the bottom of the hour. Oh, guess who's at the door, Coop? The counselor.
Oh, okay.
The counselor, Rusty Webb, is going to join us in a minute, and we're going to get into the Brendan Sorsby situation. A district judge in Lubbock, Texas today said, you want to bet on games? No problem. You're eligible. 2-game suspension, but eligible to play. We'll get the lawyer's take on it from the counselor, Rusty Webb, when we come back. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hi there. A quick look back on spring. March, April, and May together. This period was the warmest on record for Huntington by 0.8 of a degree. Elkins tying the previous record from 2012 and 2024. Charleston, not a new record, but tying the second warmest spring on record. The days ahead of us will continue to be hot. Highs consistently 5 to 10 degrees above daily average. The only thing limiting how hot we get is some rain on the way. Wet weather building in from the west up until 8 a.m. Thursday, dropping off as we go east. Now, there is a stationary front to our southwest this evening, gradually seeing scattered showers and thunderstorms move from southwest to northeast through the evening, overnight, and into Tuesday. So communities to the east may be dry until the afternoon on Tuesday. Then additional showers and storms moving from west to east through Tuesday evening, overnight, and Wednesday as well. Not anticipating severe weather, but heavy rain and localized flooding is possible. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. A lot of areas will similarly be seeing some hot, humid, and stormy conditions in the days ahead. DC, a high of 96 on Thursday. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast, staying very mild overnight for Moundsville, a low of 71, 89 here Tuesday. 86 Morgantown with some storms on the way. Going east for some cooler conditions overnight. Martinsburg 59 for a low, then upper 80s and low 90s for our Tuesday. Moorfield 91. Elkins 62 tonight. Looking toward Ripley and Parkersburg to hover around 70 for a low, and then some mid 80s here for our Tuesday. Marlinton, another cool spot with 59 for a low. Charleston 70 tonight, low to mid 80s in this part of this region for our Tuesday as well. Consistently very warm and active right now, trending with some dry conditions during the day on Saturday, but no cool down on the horizon.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out. The 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, Smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brad Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
All right, welcome back. 26 minutes till the hour. Oh, look who's here. The counselors has arrived. Rusty, how you doing? Rusty Wood, the counselor from the Webb Law Group.
Yeah, redneck lawyer.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Let me get a question of the day reset here. We have a ton of response to this, and we will get into those after our next commercial break. The current resale get-in price for NBA Finals Game 3 tonight is over $8,200. Courtside seats in the secondary market are running as much as $75,000 for one basketball game. So the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. If you got courtside tickets for tonight's NBA Finals Game 3 as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone to sit with in history, who would you choose? Text line 304-TALK 304. 304-8255-304. I'm on X. Yeah, still there at Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. One word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. All right, Rusty, I brought you in to join Carl, Coop, and myself to talk about this Brendan Sorsby situation. So Sorsby today has been granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA that could clear the way for him to play for the Red Raiders this year, even after the transfer quarterback was declared ineligible for wagering on college sports, including his own team when he was in Indiana, which they do not deny. A Texas judge granted Sorsby a preliminary injunction today that prevents the NCAA from punishing him for violating its rules on sports gambling. So many questions. What's your initial reaction to this story?
It's the continued degradation of the NCAA's authority to enforce its own rules. I think it's terrible. I join the Big 12 commissioner, the Big 12 schools, and the NCAA in calling this a farce. By the way, this temporary injunction lasts through the end of the season, so it's more of a permanent injunction for all intents and purposes. But the judge did punish him, and he offered this up. He's not playing the first two games against the two patsies.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right. It's self-imposed punishment in light of winning his argument that it was arbitrary, capricious, the rules are this. He would have irreparable harm, all these things. So I think it's terrible. And it's going to have an impact on WVU, theoretically.
Yeah, potentially could impact West Virginia.
Yeah.
And Ross Dellinger from Yahoo has a very interesting story that got posted right after 3 o'clock today, talking about what would happen if the other schools in the Big 12 refused to play Texas Tech if they were going to be using Sorsby at quarterback, if he doesn't have to follow the rules that all the other players in the league have to, which is really a fascinating situation. I don't really see that happening, but it's a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm not at that level and I'm down here somewhere and I do that and you find out, are you going to punish me? I mean, I think absolutely something's going to happen. And let's just say if I got caught first, clearly you're going to do something to me and you're going to make an example. And then all of a sudden here comes this guy. And then what are you going to do?
There's so many questions.
That's because you're on the lower level and you're not making his money, and you can't hire the attorneys he can hire and get the local judge to do whatever you want because you're the Texas Tech quarterback, and the local judge is going to roll for you every single time.
Yeah, that's
terrible. That's terrible.
Now, you've been involved in these types of situations.
Yes.
That was going to be another question. In the instance here where this district judge in Lubbock made this ruling that says he can play and is suspended for only 2 games, which he arbitrarily decided, which is really kind of curious.
No, which they offered up.
Oh, they offered it up.
No, they offered it up. Like, okay, we should be punished.
Okay.
So we offered 2 games, Judge, and the judge winks and says, oh, okay, 2 games.
But you've been involved in politics, too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a situation where this district judge was put in a very unusual position, right? if he wants to get reelected,
Well,
right?
Was he federal or state?
I think he's a state judge.
Okay. State judge makes sense.
Yeah.
Federal judge doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because
So-
they don't have to worry about
So
it.
he basically just
Oh, yeah.
sent this down the line and like, hey, you other guys, you go ahead and deal with it. I've made my move.
Right. You want to get reelected?
Yeah.
Or not get reelected? Yeah. Yeah.
But
No,
this-
I get it. I get it.
But this is just another case where, like, what are rules?
Yeah.
We're just going to do it's really interesting. It's a situation where we're going to do what we're going to do. It's your job to stop me.
Right.
Right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So what happens if Texas Tech and West Virginia both have great seasons and suddenly Texas Tech nudges out West Virginia to win the Big 12 and go into the playoffs? How are we going to be feeling then?
We're going to be feeling bad. We're going to let me just say this. The one consequence of all this is every away game, it's going to get ugly. Like it's going to get uglier than it normally is ugly. But I think they play WVU at home this year though, so I don't think they're going to Morgantown. I wish they were going to Morgantown this year.
I was thinking about that too, and I'm just not sure that the intensity of the blowback against Sorsby is going to continue on the whole year.
You think?
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be there the first game, or maybe the first couple of games, or maybe one specific game against one of their biggest rivals. I just don't know if it's going to be so intense that it'll be a factor all year long. It's a tempest in a teapot now, and should he be playing? No. But if he is playing, we'll get over it. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that that's just human nature, I think.
I think for the people who think that he should be punished, I don't think that they're going to ever shut up until something happens.
It reminds me of in a basketball game when you've got this player that you hate, and every time he gets the ball,
you boo.
Yeah.
Well, of course he's going to be handling the ball.
He gets the ball every snap, Rusty.
But they'll find a way. The fans will find a way to light him up.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: if you were the NCAA, what's your next move?
You appeal it. You appeal it to the Texas Supreme Court. That's also elected by Texas. It's also elected by Texas Tech fans. I don't know. I don't know if they're appointed or elected in Texas.
Yeah,
I didn't look that up.
Yeah, West Virginia's going to play in Lubbock on November the 7th. Coop, you say we have a couple of listener messages. What do we got?
I was just pointing you at them. I didn't know you were
okay.
I could go find them here real quick. I just saw notifications come through. I thought you were looking at them.
No.
But I can bring it up. I think that somebody wondered why you can't move it to federal court. Of some sort.
I don't know. That's why I thought it was in federal court, because it's an Alice state entity that has no connection to the city of Lubbock or the state of Texas. That's why I asked you. I didn't have a chance to research it. I assumed it was a federal judge, but if you're telling me it's a state judge, I don't even know how that plays out. The NCAA should have said at the beginning, which would have been maybe futile, right?
It's Texas Judge Ken Curry.
We can't be in state court, and then Texas Judge Ken Curry says, "Oh, yes, you can." You know what I mean? Like, I'm ruling that you got to be in state.
All right, let me ask you this. Okay, here's an offshoot of this. Say this ruling stands.
Right.
And I'm the quarterback for WVU, and I can't wait for the World Cup this week.
Yeah.
And hey, I just kind of feel like England's going to roll for whatever. Yeah. So I'm going to start betting these World Cup games. Is that going to impact my eligibility for this upcoming season? According to this ruling, it probably won't. Am I correct in that?
No, I agree. That's the law of the land right now. Did you see the teams that he bet on? They were more obscure than the teams you follow. like Romanian something and Lithuanian something. It's like and the hot dog eating contest. He bet on the hot dog that one they have. Was it 4th of July?
Yeah.
And so it almost sounds like he had some kind of inside track on these things, because
why would you?
What? They're so obscure.
Yeah, he's got a problem.
Well, they played the mental health problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Coop, we got a call. Who's on the line?
Yeah, we have Bob on the line from Sissonville. It's called in. Bob from Sissonville. It's called in.
Hey, Bob, what's going on? Thanks for calling in. What do you got?
if the guy plays, what do you think the chances are that he might take a few cheap shots from a middle linebacker?
Well,
I'll say this as a player. Anytime that another player, there's something that you don't particularly like about that particular player, that he got something beneficial, he becomes a target. So I could see players going after him just because of the situation.
Hey, how about this angle though? Is he still on the air? He's still there, Paul? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. What about this? Do you think there's a possibility that maybe some of these players behind the scenes are like, hey, you go, boy. You go, boy. Now you kind of cleared the way for us to like, hey, we're going to watch this NBA game tonight. I kind of like the Knicks for this reason or that game. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop like a hundo on this game tonight because the NCAA is not going to be able to stop me if they ever find out about it.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Terrible precedent. Terrible precedent. Terrible.
Yeah. Paul, you got anything else for us?
That's it.
All right, man. Thanks for the call. I do appreciate it. Well, I'm happy that we pulled you in off the river for this, Rusty.
Yeah, appreciate it. Well, clearly I just came off. Carl Lee and I went to Marshall the whole time together.
I didn't know that.
We started together and finished together.
Carl, did you know Rusty in school?
No. Even in those days, they wouldn't have known. The almighty football would not have known.
Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of free time to even go out socializing or any of that with Sonny.
Even with Sonny Randall, you were a big deal.
That's true. But think about this, Rusty.
You and Terry Eccles.
Hey, man. Terry Eccles, what a ball player.
Yeah.
What a player.
Yeah.
Hey, you were interested in being a sports agent for a while. What if Carl had been your first client? Your whole career could have taken a different turn.
I could have had a whole different trajectory.
Just so you know, I had no agent my first season. And the only reason I ended up stumbling into one because he was representing a player that I knew, one of the players, and he introduced me to him, and that's how I got my guy.
Well, no, sadly, nobody came to Marshall or watched Marshall games back in the day. But at least somebody knew there was talent at the Pittsburgh Steelers
Oh man. Hey, Rusty, thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you. I'm going to be leaning on you again, probably very soon on this case.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, because this is not the last.
No, it's not the last of it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, social media is electric on this story today.
As it should be.
Yeah,
as it should be.
And I'm sure they'll have something to say about it on Sportsline tonight as well. Rusty, the counselor, thank you, from the Webb Law Group. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Man, we have so many responses to this question about what you would do if you were gifted tickets to this Knicks-Spurs game tonight. Arguably the most expensive ticket in the history of college basketball, full stop. We'll get into that in a minute.
The 2020 Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows for Talkline on Metro News Television. Sportsline on Metro News Television.
I was sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? Sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another grand on them tomorrow.
All right, welcome back. 9 minutes. And just like that, the counselor has come and gone. Rusty Webb in on the Sorsby situation. Hey, let me give you a quick update on what's going on at the West Virginia High School Baseball Championships. Today, AA quarterfinals, and in the bottom of the 4th, Frankfort leads Lincoln 3-1. So that team, the team that emerges from this, will be into Thursday's semifinals. Other winners earlier today, Wheeling Central was a winner over James Monroe. They walked it off, won that game 2-1, and Logan added on late, and they were able to hold off Doddridge County. They beat the Bulldogs 10-3. And we have one more game coming a little bit later on tonight in this tournament. About 50 minutes after Frankfort and Lincoln are finished, we will get our final game of the day, and that is going to be Independence and Buffalo. The Class A quarterfinals were on Saturday. The winners, Huntington St. Joe's, Gilmer County, Pendleton County, and Sherman. And we mentioned this last week. Pendleton County is the only team in this tournament that did not have a winning record. Well, after their win over East Hardy, now they're one game over 500. So the semifinals in Class A are now set for Thursday morning. Huntington St. Joe's will take on Gilmer County. Pendleton County will battle Sherman. That will be on Thursday morning. Tomorrow has a full slate of AAA games. Number 1 seed is Bridgeport. They'll take on East Fairmont. That'll be at 10 a.m. Ripley and Spring Valley, 50 minutes after the completion of that game. St. Albans is the number 2 seed in Class AAA. They'll take on John Marshall. That game is scheduled for 5 o'clock. Don't forget, all of these games are in Huntington this year at Jack Cook Field on the Marshall campus. And the final game in AAA tomorrow is going to be Shady Spring and RCB. That'll go 50 minutes after the completion of St. Albans and John Marshall. And obviously, suffice to say, Metro News is your home for the West Virginia High School Baseball Tournament. The Reds are in action tonight. They're on the West Coast taking on the Padres, and both of those teams really have kind of hit the skids. But the Padres have really been struggling as well. They've lost 8 out of 10. The Reds have lost 4 in a row. They're coming off a sweep at the hands of the Cardinals in St. Louis, so we'll see what happens tonight. Andrew Abbott, the left-hander, is going to go for the Reds tonight. The Dirty Birds are off tonight. They'll open a homestand tomorrow against High Point for the next 6 games, so they'll be in town throughout the week. And their Wednesday game is not a morning game. They have a night game on Wednesday against High Point. The Pirates were swept by the Braves over the weekend in Atlanta. They're off today. The Bucks will host the Dodgers beginning tomorrow night. And Paul Skeens goes tomorrow night for the Pirates as they look to snap back. Man, wouldn't it have been something if Skeens would have faced Ohtani? Wouldn't that have been something? Question of the day. We have a bunch of response to this. If you got courtside tickets for tonight's NBA Finals Game 3 as a gift, would you use those seats or sell them? And if you could pick anyone to sit with, who would you choose? I thought this was a pretty good answer. 681-900. Dave, they'd have to pay me that much to get me to go to New York, much less watch a basketball game. Hey, Carl, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Let's take a quick break. We're wrapping it up for the day in just a minute.
Being blind doesn't always...
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay ahead of West Virginia weather with Metro News Television. Now bringing you a new way to stay informed across the Mountain State. Get updates daily at 9, noon, and 4. From headlines and precipitation to severe weather threats and highs and lows. See conditions from panhandle to panhandle and check travel with the Fly CRW forecast. Our meteorologists are on your screens and on Talkline, Midday, Hotline, and Sportsline, keeping you up to date. Metro News Television weather. Accurate, local, and always on.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? JW Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disasters
open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
All right, folks, we got to get out of here. We thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sportsline is on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. I'll talk to you tomorrow, beginning at 3:06 right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.